Today we're going to talk about a business idea that you may have, and now what do you do with that idea? It's one thing to have it, now you've got to implement, you've got to put it in motion. If we don't know each other, my name is Matt Stafford, I'm the founder of the Senior Referral Academy. You can click the link below and listen to a 6-figure webinar and learn all about what I do and how you can get involved in it. I'm also the owner of Stafford Senior Solutions as well. I would hope that you would like my page, subscribe, and hit that bell, get the notifications. I try to do a video at least once a day talking about 6-figure income, working right in your house. I want you to do that. So let's get right to the teaching and learn what do you do with the business ideas that you have. Let's get to it. Now what? What do you do with this idea? I want you to take some time and put in the Google search bar, I have a business idea, now what? Oh my God, there's a whole litany of things they'll tell you to do. I mean, everything from some national publications to what people may tell you in general. But man, I've read articles today that said, go out and get a patent. Really? Go get a patent? You got an idea, go get a patent. That's not too smart. I read one that said, man, build a simplified website and test the market. You're going to spend all that time and build a simplified website. Now, maybe you're good in technology and that won't be a long time for you to kind of craft and build something. For me, that'll take days, maybe weeks, too much time. There's a couple of other things they said. Let's see here. Let me read through it. Get partners, get investors. There's another one, market research, which is not a bad idea, but there's a whole bunch of things. I want to give you 3 W's, 3 questions that you need to ask once you have a business idea. Now what? Because I had an idea back in 2018, you know what? And a couple things I just read to you, I didn't do any of those things. As I was reading some of those articles, I was beginning to wonder, have these people ever owned a business? Have they ever had a 6-figure income working out of their house? Probably not, man. They probably went to school or just wrote a blog somewhere about, in theory, this is what you need to do. Because man, one of the articles said you need to have a 50-page business plan. I'm like, holy crap, 50 pages? I think mine was like 7 pages, real simplified. I've actually got a video on it so you can watch that later on. But it talks about our business plan, and you need to have one, but it doesn't need to be 50 pages. So let's get right to it. Business idea. Now, what are you going to do with it? Okay, the first thing you need to ask is the what question. And I don't mean what the idea is. You know what that is. The question what is, what are you good at? Okay? This is going to speed up the learning curve. Too many people have an idea and then they start doing something and they get frustrated in the process because they're not really good at that thing they're trying to do. This will simplify everything for you guys, okay? If you would just clearly find out what you're good at. Because if you're like me, over the course of, a couple of decades, you've been pitched a lot of ideas, right? You always got that one friend that comes by and says, hey, man, I invested in such and such energy drink. I want you to be part of it. You can immediately, if you understood what you're good at, you can immediately look at that and go, that's not really me, or that might be me. So what are you good at is the first thing. Number 2 is the why question. Why would you even do the business idea? You've got to attach some emotional ties to whatever you're doing. Reason people go from idea to idea, from small business to small business, or, doing whatever, multi-level marketing, and I'm not picking on one particular thing, but they go from one thing to the other. They don't fully understand what they're good at, and then they put no emotional ties to it. See, when you got some emotional ties to it, I've got no problem at all. I'll give you an example. Last night, I was up until 1:30 in the morning, right here in this office doing the work. I got up at 5:30 with the dog, and about an hour after that, after getting coffee and watching some sports in terms of what happened with Kobe Bryant, and God bless his family, and it just tore me up. That's a whole nother topic. But after doing that, I got right back to work and started going with it because I've got some why. My why is clear why I do what I do. I do everything for my wife. I do everything for my family. And I got some emotional ties. What's going to happen is when you got these emotional times, come on, it was freaking 1:30 in the morning. I was exhausted. Okay. And then as maybe I'm sick. Okay. If you get sick or something like that, then hey, it won't bother you because you got some emotional ties. You got some whys to it. Okay. The third one is And this is mighty presumptuous, but when? When are you going to get started? Okay? I mean, this right here, speed is the X factor, guys. It really is. If you don't do things quick, you're going to overthink it, man. You're just going to go, I don't know. And I'm going to go through this a little bit. If you wait too long, get through 3 things that's going to happen clear as day if you wait too long. But the win, you've got to do it now. Okay? Everything you see, and I heard this from somebody not long ago. He said, if you see a business idea, some principle, something out there that you really like, say, man, can I use that? Meaning, can I use that, whatever I see in business? And then ask the question, will I use that? And then the third thing he said was, and this is what I'm talking about, when will I use it? It's okay to say, can I use it? Yeah. Will I use it? Yeah. When will I use it? I don't know. I'll get to it eventually. Okay, if you get to it eventually, what's going to happen is, if you don't do it right away, people are going to talk you out of it. There's 3 things that will happen if you slow the mode down. People are going to talk you out of it. Because what's going to happen is you put too much gap between when you start, when you have the idea, when you have the idea and then the gap to when you start, and there's that huge chasm. What's going to happen is people are going to start getting with you. They're going to end up reading your business plan. You're going to talk about it. You're going to bounce some things off of people, and then they're going to kind of just dump all over it, right? Well, people will do that. Okay. The second thing will happen is you will, and I alluded to this a second ago, you will start to overthink. You will start to overthink your idea and begin to wonder, is this the right timing? You ever heard somebody say that when they're getting ready to start something new? It's just not the right time. Okay? It shouldn't not be at the right time. And I used to believe this. Now, you go back 2 or 3 decades, that was my teaching, man. Everything's got to be in the right time. It's like, woo! I mean, all coming together. And I know there's some element of truth to that. But now when it comes to a business idea, it is just what am I good at? Why? I'm going to put something to them, put some stakes, get some skin in the game, and then to win, I'm going to do it now, and let's get started. And you do these 3 things, and I'm telling you, these are the 3 things that has elevated our game and has taken us to a whole nother level. My wife and I have said this multiple times over. We're well in 6 figures. Don't say it to brag. I just say that this is what we have done. And I'm sharing with you, not because I'm reading out of a book, not because of some theory, not because somebody taught me and told me to say all this stuff and I kind of memorized some stuff. This is actual practical application of the things that I do on a daily basis. And I want you desperately to do these things because you have it in you. I'm telling you, I don't even know some of you. Some of you haven't seen in a long time, but you've got greatness within you and you want to do more. And I'm not just talking about money. There's some of you got some fantastic jobs, but deep down inside, you're dissatisfied. You're not content. Deep down inside, you want more. You want more flexibility. You want financial freedom. And this will give it to you if you do the very thing I'm suggesting you do. What are you good at? Why? Emotional ties. And then when? Let's get started now. If not, what's going to happen is people are going to talk you out of it. You're going to overthink it. And then if you start to overthink it, what's going to happen is the big D word is going to come in. You're going to start to doubt yourself and your idea altogether. And if you can relate to this, and I'm sure most of you can, and I can relate to this, back in the day, I've had some ideas that I wanted to do, and I had some momentum going for about a week or 2 because I didn't clearly understand what I was good at, and I didn't put any whys to it, and I didn't start right away. Those ideas I once thought were good, somebody else's ideas now. They I don't know where they went. They went off to the sea. Don't be that person. So I hope this is encouragement. To you today. This business idea plan. I want you to have a 6-figure income working out of your house like I do. And it's such freedom. Okay. We do all kinds of things that I would not normally could do if I had a conventional job. Okay. And nothing wrong with conventional jobs. Keep your job, but get something going on the side that turns into full-time employment where you can have more flexibility and freedom with you and your family. So, and if you want to learn about a six-figure income, you can click that link below and watch a free webinar and schedule a free 15-minute consultation with myself. And if we haven't talked in 30 years because you were high school friends back in the day, it's a good time to reconnect. So God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.